All right, we are brand new into the newest week for our trials. Now we are going to have some repeats here, like the Search First Wave husks, the hidden bunker data. I forget if we had any of the other ones. I don't really remember the weeks, to be honest, but we do have some familiar ones here. So we're just going to kind of go through this. I said in the last video that I was going to try and do some research and figure stuff out first, but because for example, last week we had the damage flying stuff. I basically have some ideas how to do Rocketeers specifically. So we'll talk about that here. Again, this is all based on me as a solo, which I do think is going to get much harder now that I'm in wildcard 1. I missed the first week, basically because I didn't really look at the trials. I was focused on leveling and trying to max level, do all my quests, do all my expedition stuff. I didn't really pay attention to the trials. So I'm a little bit behind in that regard. But I finished first in my bracket this week, or this past week. Coming up to wildcard 1 now. So it's going to be interesting to see. I was watching people like Shroud doing their trials, and their groups were super sweaty. I finished number 1 with 98,000 points. And I think Shroud was like 170,000 points in his bracket. I don't remember where he finished, but either way, they had significantly more points. And again, we're not going to get into it, but I do think there's definitely pros and cons between being a solo player with the friendliness and stuff like that. But then the pros on the group side is obviously that they don't use as many resources. They can split up, cover more ground, so they don't need as much time, that kind of thing. So there's definitely pros and cons on both sides. I am curious to see if they're ever going to address that. But again, that's not what this is going to be about. So we are going to get into some suggestions here on where you should go. Now, I've said it before in multiple ones. Ever since we got Hidden Bunker, I think Hidden Bunker is great for a good amount of these. And we do have one coming up in 2 hours from the time of this video. So 2 hours from the refresh point. So this is going to be nice because I think 3 of these will be pretty nice on Hidden Bunker, and I'll explain why. But we'll start off with Rocketeers here. So again, Hidden Bunker, you could do the Rocketeers. There are Rocketeers flying around. You do get that 40 minutes, right? But I don't think there's that many Rocketeers. The benefit will probably be that most people are doing the Hidden Bunker stuff and might not be going after the Rocketeers. So you'll kind of have a little more free reign on it. But then again, the downside is that there's probably not going to be as many Rocketeers. So what I do suggest is last week for the damaging flyers, one of the good ones was to either do electromagnetic dam or electromagnetic blue gate. I think blue gate will probably be better. Number one, it's much more open. You can kind of see everything from everywhere pretty much. It's not necessarily going to be that everybody goes underground, because that's kind of the focus of Blue Gate, right? But because it's electromagnetic, it's not like I don't believe it's higher loot rarity drops or whatever. So I think most people are going to be going to electromagnetic Blue Gate to do stuff like this. So you will probably be contested a little bit there. But the thing is, Rocketeers spawn in 2s on electromagnetic Blue Gate. So obviously that's going to give you 2 at a time that you can deal with. You'll probably have to rotate around the map a little bit to do that. When I was doing the damage flyers, it was a bit of a trek trying to get around to get a bunch. But yeah, they do spawn in 2s there, so that could be good. And then again, which is weird. You'd think in electromagnetic storm there'd probably be less flyers, but there seems to be more in both Blue Gate and dam. So I would suggest doing both of those to try and get it up there, but I do think Blue Gate is probably going to be best. Moving on, we already had this one, kind of a weird one. It's download the data during the Hidden Bunker. There's 8 terminals down there. Everybody that goes there is everybody's gonna get the 8, right? You're not gonna be able to push this for your score, but it is free score. So if you don't do it, everybody else is going to do it for free, and they're going to be up. I forget what the exact pointage is. I think it was like 6,400 or something. They're going to be that much up on you. So you do want to make sure you do this. Super easy. Go to Hidden Bunker if you get the chance. I think there's specific spawn times, but I personally don't know off the top of my head. As of right now with this one coming up, it's going to be 5 a.m. Eastern time that it spawns. So I think there's like 3 throughout the day. I don't know if they're at specific times, but yeah, as of today, 5 a.m. Eastern time, there's a Hidden Bunker. So go there, do that. That'll be one run. You have a whole week to try and get it, so just try and plan some time to be around for one of those. You can probably look up the spawn timers for these as to when they come up. Moving on to Searching First Wave Husks. Now, I think this is going to be another one that is really good on Hidden Bunker just because of time. And again, well, I was going to say because other people are going to be busy with the bunker, but this doesn't really matter. You just have to search them. You don't have to be the first to open them, right? So we'll go to the Hidden Bunker, well, the spaceport map here, and I'll show you. We had this a couple weeks ago, but there is a Baron Husk. Okay, so I should explain. The first wave husks are like those old beaten up husks from the first wave in the lore, before our time, basically. So all the old rusted looking ones. So it's not going to be your probes. It's not going to be your little UFO. What are they called? Couriers. It's not going to be any of that. I don't even think it counts the little like silvery wasp and hornet corpse things. But the big barons, as well as the Rocketeer husks, those are the main ones you're after. Those are going to be your first wave husks. So the barons, there is one here up in the north. There is one here along the wall. And I believe this is the other one here near these pipes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. It looks like there's 2, but there's only one. It's here. So as far as I know, those are the only 3 barons on the map. So again, those are the big ones that you have to breach, and they vent. They'll shoot out fire. You want to get off of them before you get burned. And then once they're done making all their noise and fire and explosions and stuff, you can go back in and search them. So other people might do them. You can always loot them after or whatever, but make sure you grab those 3 barons just because they're free. But then personally, all through here, you just run through here. Now, those are guaranteed spawns, those barons. But the Rocketeer husks, those are random spawns. They can be all over the place. Sometimes there's a couple near this Baron. Just run around. You guys know what Rocketeers look like. You're looking for basically crashed versions of them on the ground. They'll be all through the hills and rocks and stuff through here. I don't remember if they can be inside. I wouldn't worry too much about that. You are going to have 40 minutes, but I would just run through this whole outside area here. Just try and clear as much as you can, kind of, because it's a lot more flat and you can see further distances. It'll be a little bit easier to see them rather than being in here. You got all the buildings and stuff in your way, right? So yeah, I would clear all the way around here, or wherever you spawn, clear around the outside. And then if you still have time, again, you got 40 minutes with the Hidden Bunker. Come in here, look around again. And go from there. Now, there is a map event. I don't think there's one available currently, but it's similar to the prospecting probes here. It's like I think it's just called like First Wave Husks or something like that. And it's like electrified husks. So when you open them, when you crack them, they'll spark a little bit. You want to get off, kind of like the Barons. They're going to zap, and if you stay on it, you're going to get electrocuted. I don't believe, if I remember right, it doesn't do damage, but you will get the stun effect. So you probably don't want to stand on it. That might spawn more, but I don't think it's going to be as valuable because it's not double points, and you have obviously 10 less minutes than you do on Hidden Bunker. So that could be a potential backup, but even then I would still do, I think the last time I did this, it was between Hidden Bunker and then just nighttime spaceport. Because again, you're getting the double points. There are a ton of husks on the outside of spaceport. So I think that's going to be your best bet. So that would be my suggestion. Moving on to damaging Snitches. This is kind of a similar one to the Rocketeers. doing electromagnetic dam or electromagnetic blue gate, you'll see a ton of snitches. I don't want to I keep thinking of the achievement, snitches get stitches. You'll see a ton of snitches flying around. Again, blue gate, because it's so flat and open, you can see them from everywhere. You can take pot shots at them from far away to lure them into you. That should be pretty easy. But yeah, again, blue gate, electromagnetic storm, I think is going to be your best bet there. You might be able to do it on hidden bunker. Again, you got 40 minutes, double points. There are a decent amount of snitches, but I don't know if it's going to be as much as the electromagnetic. But yeah, keep those two in mind. Probably a little bit friendlier on hidden bunker. So yeah, keep those two in mind. Now, coming back, this is a pretty big one. We're talking about hidden bunker again. If you've done hidden bunker, you know that at the actual bunker, there is both a bastion and a bombardier that spawn and kind of circle and patrol around that bunker. They respawn. So you can actually stay there and just continuously farm them. Obviously, there's going to be other people there. They could potentially take your damage from you. But if you're just there constantly hitting them, I don't know what the respawn timer is on them. But again, you have 40 minutes on hidden bunker. You can just sit there and farm them. Essentially until the last minute. Usually the extract right by the bunker is one of the last ones, if not the last one. So that should be a great spot for that. Again, you're getting double points there, and that extra 10 minutes is huge. But more importantly, that constant respawning should be huge for that. There will be some other bastions. I don't know about bombardiers, but there will be other bastions kind of in the area. I think I've seen one off to the northwest of departure building, just inside the wall. There should be the normal spawns kind of around the map as well. Actually, we'll pop up the map here. A little bit easier to show you guys that way, but yeah, so this is the if you don't know where the hidden bunker is, this is where the hidden bunker is. If you want to be greedy, you can just beeline it straight for there when the raid starts and just start slamming bastions and bombardiers while everybody else does the bunker stuff. You really don't care about the bunker stuff right now. You do want to do the hidden data thing at some point. If you don't have time to set aside for the hidden bunkers, like if you're not going to be around when they come up, you probably should do the data thing first and get it out of the way, because that's the only place you can do that. You can do the bastions, the bombardiers elsewhere. But yeah, if you have time and you are going to do it, you can do the data whenever. But yeah, you can beeline it for here, let everybody else do the towers and stuff. You don't really care about going down the bunker. You're just there to slam ground units. Now it is obviously going to count other ground units as well, but I do think you're obviously the bombardiers and the bastions have more health. You're going to get more points out of just slamming them. So running around looking for pops and fireballs and stuff is probably not your best bet. But yeah, I believe I've seen a bastion just inside here. On the normal map, there's usually bastions and stuff around here, down around the container storage and control tower. They're usually all over the place within this compound. Sometimes they roam this hallway here or this hallway here, sometimes down here. They're all over the place. So if you can't do hidden bunker, you can find them elsewhere as well. Nighttime dam is pretty good, because then you're going to get leapers and stuff as well. And they respawn. So there's lots of options for this. But I do think hidden bunker, again, especially as a solo, it's usually a lot more friendly. You have more time. Yeah, that would be my suggestion there. But yeah, you have some options there. And I think that's pretty much it for that, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Now, maybe I should have said this at the start, because not everybody's going to watch till the very end. But if you're worried about your bracket getting sweaty, which I am a little bit, I'm not going to do it, but so here it says progress any trial objective in order to be placed in league. So What you can do is if you really want, you can just not do any of them, right? Now, some of these are easier than others, like Rocketeers you can avoid and never damage. Hidden Bunker, you can just not do it. Searching Husks, you can just not do. Snitches, you can avoid. It'll be a little bit harder with the damaging ground-based arc enemies. That means you can't damage a tick, a pop, a fireball, anything. You have to play super passive, but you could essentially just not do any of these. Wait days, hours, whatever you want to wait. You could wait till the last couple days, then start doing them. And if you do that, you're potentially going to be put into like brackets with people that aren't really interested in doing the trials, that aren't being super sweaty tryhards. So that could be a way to kind of put you in an easier bracket. So do keep that in mind. But again, you're essentially not going to, you're going to have to go either not play the game or be super, super passive, which depending on your play style, that might be easy, that might be difficult, but something I thought I'd point out if you do want to make sure you're grinding. Now, obviously that's not going to matter once you get up to the very top, because this is top 100 overall. You're not being put into a bracket with random people. This is the top 100. I have no aspirations to actually be in the top 100. It would be nice if I could get to hot shot. I think we still have time for that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I think we have time if we double upgrade or double rank up each week. Yeah, because we have just over 3 weeks, right? But yeah, I'm gonna probably start this now. As soon as Hidden Bunker comes up. So I'm probably going to be placed in a bit of a sweatier lobby or a bracket. But yeah, I thought I'd point that out. Again, if you're not no-lifing the game and you kind of play it every once in a while, might be better off if you hold off and get an easier bracket. But thought I'd point that out as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.